My name is Mamta Jain. I'm an infectious disease physician that's been working on the front line during this coronavirus pandemic. I wanted to talk to you all about how math and science has been so useful in our understanding of this virus. So one of the first things, once we identified the virus and we recognized how it was being transmitted, we were using math to help us understand the growth of this epidemic. So there's a couple of important variables. For example, the number of people who get infected. So for every one person that's infected, we estimate 3 or 4 additional people may become infected from that person. This allows us to estimate how quickly the virus is spreading. And this is what epidemiologists were tracking from the first case that they saw. And that's why you see these numbers of where we had 2 cases, then 4 cases, 10, and so forth. And what they're looking at is the change in the number of detected cases. And using a formula, you can determine if the epidemic is starting to grow. When the epidemiologists saw that this epidemic was starting to grow at an exponential rate, then they knew that we had to put into place mitigation strategies. Strategies that would help to reduce the number of infections. Now, if we had a vaccine, like we do for flu, we would try to vaccinate, but we don't have a vaccine. And so we have to use other ways. And we know that the virus is transmitted from person to person. It's most likely transmitted by droplets, which means that someone within 6 feet of you could transmit the virus if they were infected. And so that's why social distancing was recommended. So if you are not around people who might be infected, then your chances of becoming infected is very low. And if you are staying at home and you happen to be infected, you're not transmitting it to someone else, because the more that you're around other people, you may be at risk of getting infection, or you may be at risk of giving an infection to someone else. That's how math has helped us in understanding the epidemic and putting into place policies to help bend the curve and reduce the number of infections.